So today we'll just start with some decision-making statements, right? So I think you have the idea about these statements. Uh, in all programming languages, these statements are there. In C, Java, Python, in all programming languages, these statements are there. So I'll not explain the working of this because the everybody knows the working of this. Only we'll see the syntax and we'll take some examples. Okay. So see, these are the four decision-making statements. One is if, that is a single decision-making statement. Then if else is a second statement. Then if else, that is a third statement, and case, right? So in the Python or C programming, switch case concept is there. So that same concept would be here, that is case, right? Only if you see we'll see first one so that you will understand the syntax, and we'll see the examples also. So see, this is a if statement. You know that what is the working of that if statement and something. So if, then condition, and then the block of statements, right? So if you see the syntax, if, then this is a square bracket, this expression, or we can say the condition, and this is a block of statements. So the number of statements you can write inside of this. So if you consider that C programming, then we need to write if, then expression, then opening curly brace, and the end, that is a closing curly brace. Now if you see here, if see, whenever you just write this statement in a shell script, so you need to think about this if, then you need to put this space, then this square bracket, again space, and then you can write the expression, and at the end also put the space and then the square bracket. So don't forget the syntax. If you are suppose not putting the space and something, so this will consider complete as a command, right? If you are not putting suppose space between if and this square bracket, then this will consider that if and square bracket, that will be a command, and it will say it is not found something, right? So that's why you need to put this space here. That spacing is most important. And instead of that opening brace, we need to write here then, if then, and inside of this, after this then, you can write these the number of statements, or we can say block of statements. And this is the closing. So closing is what, whatever is this if, so reverse of this if. So if, this is the if, and the closing would be fi. So this f and I, you just read this in reverse way, so that you need to put here. Getting this? So this is the simple one. That example is also I have given here. So the two numbers are there, 10 and 20, and you can see here if, then space, then this bracket, square bracket, then space, and already I just told you to read that value, we need to put this dollar sign, and this is a logical equal, and this 1 second. So if these two numbers are equal, then you will print this one, or second one, if not equal, you can print this one. So these if, two different if we have written here. If you want to see here, so I'll show you. Sorry. Okay. So see, suppose this is first number, the second number, and first I'll write simply like this. If dollar $A is equals to dollar $B, then this one. Then suppose echo, you can say A and B are equal. Now see, this is Fi. Don't forget to write this Fi. See, I have not given here space between that if and this one. So we'll try this one. What will happen, that we'll see. You can see, so the command not found here. Getting this? So that's why you need to put here space, here space, and at the end also you need to put the space. Now you can run this. You can see here it is running, but I think it is not giving output. We'll see. It's a problem. Problem here.
Sir, we are checking for A equal to B and 10 is not equal to 20, so it's checking the
Sorry,
condition.
sorry. Sorry. Actually, this be 10. That's why it was going outside, right? Sorry. You can see here 10 and 10 are equal. So this one, right? So here, this is important. If you are not putting, suppose this space again, so this will not execute. You can see here. So command not found, because this will treat that as a command if you are not putting the space here. Okay. So this is the if. I think it's very simple, right? And the same, you can see the second one also, that is if else. You can see here. So if else, and here again that closing is fine. Now here after this, not necessary to put that the then or something. So you can see here. Don't consider this example here. Okay, don't consider this one. The syntax would be this: if, then condition, then block of statements, else block of statements, and then we can say five. So whatever is the reverse of this one, that we'll see here. Now here I think we'll see that script, right? So you can see here else A and B are not equal, right? So this is simple one. I think you peoples have this idea. So not, sorry, gain something. Okay. You can see here this A and B are not equal. Again, I think I kept the space over here. Sorry, I'll not remove this. This will work now. You can see 10 and 20 are not equal, right? So this is the simple one. Or again, if you want the any other example, you can see the other example is like, suppose oh, oh, you want to check that username and password. So that again script you can write here, like enter username, suppose, right? Read username and suppose password, read password, right? Now here, I have just entered that username and password. So we can use here that logical ending and oring also, right? So in this case, we can use that logical ending. So how to use that logical ending, that I'll just tell you here. If, then suppose that username, if it is equal with suppose admin, right? And this is logical ending. and password, suppose password is equal with like COIP, right? You can see of valid user. Otherwise, you can see invalid user, right? We'll check this script. Enter, suppose I'm using ant admin and password is COAP. So something is again wrong here. Again that, so see, take care of these things, huh? Because these are very hectic things. So you need to take care of this admin. You can say valid user, and for the invalid, you can see it is invalid user, right? So I think this is how to test that uh, valid user, and if you want to check uh, username and password, so in that case you need to use that logical ending. In same way, you can use that logical ORing also. So I'll tell you that example of logical ORing so that you will understand. Suppose enter any, we'll say any number, right? And we can check this number. Suppose you want to check it if that number is equal. Suppose you can see this also equal, right? These are the relation operator. Suppose you can say this is 50, 15, and this also, suppose that same number is equal with any number you can take like 45, right? Then you can say you can write anything you want the game, right? Now else you lost. So this is the logical ORing. You can say enter any name, suppose 5, so you lost the game. And if you enter 15, so you won the game, right? So this is the how to use that logical ORing and logical ANDing here. Also, one more concept is here, that is command line argument. So I think the in C programming you might know, or in Python programming also, that command line argument concept is there. That same concept is here. I'll just take one simple example how to accept that command line arguments. So based on that, I have given one assignment. I think I just posted all these assignment on the shell script. You can check that Moodle. So I have posted assignments. So based on that command line arguments, I have given I think two assignments there. Right? So that I'll just tell you the command line argument. One example. See, in command line argument, the two variables are there, the $1 and $2. So these variables are used to read first and second argument, command line argument, right? So that is the only concept. I'll just take one example so that you will understand here that command line argument concept. Suppose total number of arguments, right? Of like, see, this you need to write, and if you want to count this, I can say, see, of first argument is or suppose I'll write this equal, you need to put this one, right? So it means this is the first argument, whatever arguments you just entered on that command line. So for this $1, that means that is the first argument. Same thing for the second argument. We can say dollar, right? For the third argument, you can say $3. So in this way, you can the count. I'll execute the script. Suppose I'm just running this, and here, suppose these two, the arguments I have passed. One is Harish and second one is Gadde. So these two arguments I have passed here on this command line, and you can see here the total number of arguments are 2. This one, and you can see here this Harish is the first argument. So this one is the first, and second one is this. Or suppose these are the 3 arguments, right? So in this case, this will consider only 2 arguments. Total number of arguments are 3, but college and off, these two only it has been printed, because first $1 and $2, these two only we have used. If you use suppose $3, then in that case the third will be printed, right? $3. So in this way you can print these arguments, right? So this one you can see here. First argument college, second argument off, and third argument is this engineering, right? So using that, the $1, $2, $3. So using these variables, you can read the first, second, third, the command line argument, right? So I think these are the 3 concepts. So based on this, I have given some assignments. So that assignments, I'll just show you which assignments are there, right? So this is if and if else plus these 2 concepts. Now the next concept that would be this similar. This is if else. Sorry, this heading is not the appropriate. This is if and else, right? So here you can see if this is the first expression or first condition, then else if in C programming or somewhere else. So we use that else if. So here elif, right? In C programming we use that else if. So here elif. So the expression again elif, that expression 3, and last one would be this one. So you can see this example here. So we'll see this example. 10, 20, these 2 variables we have taken. In this first condition, we just check these equal, right? Or see, instead of this, you can give that EQ, minus EQ. So that is the relation operator. So or you can use this one. So if these 2 are equal, then you can say A and B are equal. And this is minus great, GT means what? Greater than, right? LT is less than here. So greater than, less than. So in LF, you can put this condition. In this LF, you can put this condition, and last one is the else. So whatever is this concept, this is very equivalent to your switch case concept in C programming, or here also that case concept is there, right? So we'll see this, and we'll, I think I'll just tell you that the switch case concept also, so that for the both we'll take the example. Now see, this is a similar with this one also. The switch case in C programming. Now here case and ESAC. So whatever is this reverse of this, that you can say this is a closing one. CASE. So this is ESAC. So this is the closing of this one. And you can see this is syntax. So in syntax case word, this is the input, right? This word means input, case that input and in. And this is a pattern 1. This is a block of statement, pattern 2 block of statement, and this double semicolon. These 2 are used like the break, right? So these two semicolons here. And whatever is the star one, this is for the default case. If suppose there is no any option from these three, so whatever is the default one, so that default statement will execute. And for the default statement, we can use the star. I have given that the example also here. You can see here, enter day, and you can see here case $day. This is the input in, and this is a pattern one. So we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. And last one is the this case. Wrong choice. So one is Sunday, two Monday, and to break this, so you need to use this double semicolon. Right? So this and that if else, this both are working the same, only that syntax is different. Right? So I just take this simple example based on that, so that we'll understand this one. Right? Or suppose 10. See, oh, okay, I'll just take that also. B equals to 20. And what I can say here, if $A and $B space, don't forget to put that space. Then here, I write short, right, equal elif, and that same expression we can write here $A, suppose greater than. This is a GT is what that is greater than $B space, and this, and you can see here $A is greater. Sorry, I'm just forgetting that double semicolon. I'll put it. A is less than LT, that is a less than $B. Right? Equal $A is smaller. Let's put here. And else long. Late something. Sorry. Smaller. Okay. This is not the else if. Sorry, switch case. So these two numbers we have taken. I don't know whether it is visible or not. So these two numbers we have taken. This AB, we tested this condition. If this is true, then we can say equal. If A is greater, then we can say this condition. If A is smaller, less than, then we can say this condition. Again, something. Where the error was. Oh, elif.
हॅलो सर,
हाँ.
एलिफच्या नंतर देन द्यावं लागतं का?
अरे हाँ, सॉरी. Is You can see 10 is a smaller, right? So see, take care of the syntax because the multiple languages have the multiple syntaxes. So that's why normally we forget these. And the same example we can see. Suppose any number, right? Suppose this. Case dollar and in. Now see here, uh, this facility is not there in C programming. So we can write like sorry, 1, 2, suppose 5, right? This one. And here number lies between 1 to 5. Let's go see in the C programming only one the choice you can give here. But suppose that number is lies between these. So this kind of we can write the case here, right? Or suppose 6. This one we can write in the example in that PPT. I had written simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this choice also we can give. So here 6, I write simply, right? And also we can put here the string, suppose a enter. Now also here you can the string also, right? This one, and this is the default. Wrong choice. And the closing is what? E as a C, this one. So see here you just understand. Sorry, here again. Of this number and these are the cases. So we can write that case in this format or this one or single character or string, and this is a default. So you can use any format because in PPT I have written simply 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll check this. Hope so it will run. Suppose number is 2. So again that some error is there. Mm. Which error? Oh, this, this forgot this. You can see the two's number lies between 1 to 5, or we can give any like a, this is a enter, or we can see like COAP, so COAP, right? So you just understand here the syntax only, whatever the syntax I have written here. In this way we can write the case, or in this way or you can use single character string or something, right? So I think whenever you just write the shell scripts, you need to think about the syntax, right? So it's very can say confusing, but still anyway you need to understand this at least. So syntax does matter only. The nothing is the other. So we can see here. So we have seen this if else, if elif, and case, right? And also we have said uh, the command line argument and the logical ending and logical OR, right? So these are the simple concept. And see, you can see these are the lab assignments for this based on this one. So first one is the simple one, that is a menu-driven program. This is a menu-driven program because we have learned that switch case kind of concept. So that case, you can use that concept here and you can write the simple two programs, right? This is the first, the lab assignment. Second lab assignment is same. This is based on the command line argument. So create a bash script which will take two numbers as a command line argument. So you need to access the two numbers from the command line and you need to find out the which one is greater, right? So this is the second. This is simple assignment. Only you need to use that command line argument. And this one, this is somewhat different assignment. This is based on that again command line argument, and you need to use here the command line variables, the $1 and $2 here. So that assignment is what? Create a bash script which will accept a file as a command line argument. So you need to first create a file, any file you can create, that text file or shell file, any file you can create. First create that file and you need to check, verify only, so that file is having that executable permission or write permission or read permission. So these permission you need to check only, right? So your program file is one like sample.sh. This is your program file. You are writing that program into that, and one more file you need to create, that is suppose abc or xyz dot text you can say, or sh you can say. So that file you need to take as an input, and you need to verify that file is having that the executable permission or write permission or read permission. So this one, have understood this? So example is also given. You could check if the file is executable or writable. You should print a certain message if true and another if false. It means uh, you need to put, if suppose that executable permission is there, so you can say that file is having executable permission, right? Or that file is having writable permission or read permission, something. So, or it is not having that permission, that is the else part, right? So I think you understood this lab assignment. Now next one is a very simple. This is like weeks of day. I have just shown that. And the last one is again somewhat different. Write a shell script to display files and folders from current directory. Whatever is your current directory, like suppose in our case, here, uh, we can say we are in shells. This one. This is our current directory, right? Or suppose I'll just go back. Now we are in this Harish folder. This is our current directory. And if I list out this, so you can see these are the files here. And these two are the folders. You can see here, shell and shells. These two are the folders and these are the files, right? So what is our the statement? So write a shell script to display files and folders from current directory, right? So whatever the command I have just used over here, you can see here. So this kind of output is expected. So you need to write that script that will display whatever are the folders and whatever are the files into your current folder that you need to display. Have understood the lab assignments? If you are having any doubts, you can ask me here based on this lab assignments. Because in this week and also in coming week also you need to do this. Again, in next week I'll give some other lab assignments based on the some loops and the function. But at least based on this, whatever the concept we have seen here till decision making statements, so these are the lab assignments, and I have just posted these lab assignment on that Moodle also. So if any doubt, you can ask me over here. Any doubt? Okay, I think you understood these assignments. It means so perform these assignments in this week and in the coming week also. In coming week, I'll give other the assignments, but submission date is same for all assignments. I have given for this that submission date is 26 September, and for the next week assignments also I'll give that same or I'll extend for 1 week or something. But for this, that is a 26 September. Okay. So I think this is enough for today's lecture. If anything, if
Sir,
any doubts, you can ask. Huh?
sir,
Please.
the recordings are not visible on Qualpol. So would you please share the links for the recordings?
I have given that links on Qualpol. I have checked in resources. You check it. If it is not there, I'll give you. Okay. You check it. If
Yes,
not
sir, I
there,
checked it, but in resources it's not visible.
no link is given there.
For
Or I'll just share that link on WhatsApp group also. That is not the problem. Okay.
okay, sir.
Any other? I'll just stop this. So